What is up everyone, Barricade here and bringing you guys a quick Gears of War 5 trailer analyzation. I actually wanted to kind of sit here and go over the trailer and just kind of pinpoint and talk about different things that I noticed while watching the trailer. If you want to see the trailer, you know, with no commentary or nothing, that's pretty much the last video I uploaded before this one. So if you want to see the actual trailer, just look up on my channel. It's the Gears 5 tech test trailer. But let's go ahead and take a look here. So the very first thing we see here that I feel like that was worth mentioning is right off the bat we can see Foz and a swarm, you know, doing a chainsaw duel. That's not really the important thing. The important thing is what's going on in the background. As you can see, what clearly looks like a Hammer of Dawn is coming down on both of them, and that's pretty cool because Gears 4 didn't have a Hammer of Dawn. And it just looks really interesting to see that finally back in the series, you know. And I wonder if it'll work the same way it did in the past, where you just pick up the little Hammer of Dawn item and use it, or if it'll work entirely different. Maybe it's something only on certain maps, maybe you have to push a button. There's really no indication as to how exactly the Hammer of Dawn works, but it's good to see that it's back. So the very next thing I wanted to point out here while watching the trailer is, you know, obviously we're seeing some cool new maps here that have the snowy effect. We're seeing a lot of different elemental things, the snowy, desert, things like that throughout the trailer. And the really cool thing here that I really wanted to point out is the fact that we see JD right there just equipping a Mulcher just like out of nowhere. And this is for obviously for the arcade mode. It's something that's only going to be exclusive in this mode. So if anyone's freaking out thinking that there's going to be, you know, this game's basically Call of Duty now with kill streaks and stuff like that, it's pretty much what I think that Mulcher is. It's most likely like a kill streak as you get a certain amount of kills. But the thing is, this is only for arcade mode. So there already has been confirmed that there's going to be normal modes like TDM, King of the Hill, Guardian. So if you don't like that type of style, then you don't have to play this mode. So that's just the one thing I wanted to state off the back there. And then the next thing that I wanted to point out here as well is what they stated, that you can pretty much customize your kills, as it says in Left in Blood, where we can see the GG right here after killing somebody. So basically, I remember reading a while back saying that they're going to have custom blood splatters, but I got confused. I thought that meant like when you take damage, but this is actually when you kill somebody. So if you get an execution and you have a custom thing, it'll either say GG or whatever that they have. There's most likely going to have a huge variety of that. So that's actually really interesting. I don't know if this is only exclusive to arcade or if you can use these in any mode. I feel like this could be something that could be really in any mode because it's not really gameplay changing. It's just simply just something customization. Next thing right here that I really wanted to point out is the fact that our boy Onyx Guard is back. Oh yeah, I don't know how many times I freaking was pissed off that we never saw Onyx Guard in a Gears 4 pack, and it's good to see that he is back. So that's a really cool thing here. One of my best friends loves Onyx Guard, and he was always disappointed when he never saw the character in the game. So it's pretty damn cool to you know, finally see him back in the series. I don't know if it's just simply a remake of the old character or if he's actually like a new version of the Onyx Guard. Maybe it's just like a newer Onyx Guard for the new COG. His armor did look kind of different, so more than likely it's a newer version, but he still looks and feels like that classic Onyx Guard style. So the next thing I also wanted to point out is we got to see the execution here for the new Lancer attachment. If you guys didn't notice, in the Gears 5 cinematic trailer, we saw that Foz had a Lancer which would look like a grenade launcher attached to it, and we can see its execution here where the character literally just stabs the Lancer into the person's back and then shoots the rocket, so it makes them go flying and explode. So that's kind of unique and interesting. The next thing here is we are going to see real quickly here an emote. I'm going to kind of talk about that more in a moment, but so now the characters do have emotes. If you guys didn't know, you can do certain things after kills, or really anytime during gameplay you can do certain emotes, either indicating stuff to your teammates or maybe taunting after your kills. So that's really quite interesting and something new for the series. But I'll kind of give a little bit more of my true opinion on that in a moment here towards the end of the video. So now we're just seeing more gameplay of, you know, Marcus and Dell, you know, using the power weapons, and we can see poor Onyx Guard getting destroyed right here. And then we get to see the new power weapon in action here, where essentially if you shoot an opponent with it, they freeze and shatter into pieces. But the main thing I really wanted to point out right here that was interesting is right after Marcus dies, we can see, you know, obviously the drone, or the Scion, I guess, the Scion over here doing a emote. But if I pause right here, you can see giant spike-like things in the background here, and it looks almost like bones, like ribs, like a rib cage. I actually noticed this after a few times watching the trailer, and I was a little confused, like what could that be? Like I was a little confused, like you know, what was big enough to have bones left behind after it died? And it took me a little while to think about it, and I realized, holy shit, that might be the bones from the Riftworm. If you remember in Gears of War 2, after they killed that thing, they just left that body there. There's no way they can move it. It was just laying there in the middle of the wilderness. So maybe these spike things here are actually the ribcage from the Riftworm. So that's really interesting there. And then next thing is we're here in the very next image, we can see, you know, the drone using the power weapon, but then we can see right there, pause again, we can see what looks like another bone with stuff written on it. So we can see like it most likely was taken over by the outsiders and probably turned it into a camp, like an outsider camp or something like that, and they just use that as like to hold up their flags or whatever the heck that thing is attached to it. It almost looks like there's writing or something or paintings written on it, and it clearly looks like a bone. It doesn't look like a tree or nothing. So if I'm right, that's actually pretty damn cool. That's really good, pay attention to detail, a good indication of Gears 2, because the thing that makes sense about the bones being there is in Gears of War 2, after they killed the Riftworm, they left and immediately went to the New Hope facility. So this area, the snowy area, it looks like it could definitely be near Mount Kadar, near New Hope facility, and more likely where the Riftworm died. So that's pretty damn cool. I really love the fact that they're paying attention and bringing back stuff from the previous games, if that's what it is. I really hope that's what that is. And then next thing here, we can just see, you know, more guns, torque bow, gameplay, you know, stuff, the usual. And I pretty much think that's the end of the trailer here, but the main thing I did want to talk about was, well, we could kind of saw the Hammer of Dawn right there real quick. But then after she does this cool execution with the new weapon, we see her do an emote, obviously, doing, you know, her little bring it on type of emote here. And honestly, my opinion about emotes, I personally don't like them in games. I always thought they were a little cringy. But so far from what I've seen in Gears of War with the emotes, they're not really that bad. They're just kind of little indications, you know, like indicating a kill, like taunting an enemy, or doing something like, you know, giving a thumbs up to a teammate, general things. So it's not too bad. As long as we don't see Marcus doing, you know, Orange Justice or something like from Fortnite, some crazy weird, you know, dance, I'm cool with it. So what are your guys' opinion about emotes? Do you guys like them? Do you think they're cool to have them in Gears? It never really felt like it should be something in the game, to be honest with you, but I can live with it. It's nothing crazy. And honestly, she looks pretty damn badass right here, covered in blood, doing that emote. So I really hope that in Gears 5 we get to play as Dom, because that's my favorite character, because I would love to be doing, you know, some crazy taunts or something with him in the new game. But overall, guys, if you guys like this video, please definitely hit that like button and subscribe. And if you guys like this video, also please definitely hit the notification bell so you guys can be notified anytime I make a video. Let me know what you guys think about what we discussed. Do you believe that the bones are parts of the Riftworm? What's your opinion about Onyx Guard returning, the new execution from the attachment from the Lancer? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and take it easy. Thanks for watching this video. If you want to see my most recent Gears of War video, hit that link on the left. If you want to see any of my other content, hit that link on the right. Thanks for watching, guys.